All right, welcome back, everybody. Yesterday saw the official signing of the agreement between AMCU and the platinum employers. Today, the platinum belt workers are reporting or going to work as the agreement has stated. Now, interestingly, only a week ago, the situation still looked very bleak. Today, we're talking to AMCU President Joseph Mathunjwa. Welcome to the studio. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
No, one feels relieved at last that the workers, at least, they've got something that they can show from their hard work.
You're happy with all of the provisions that have been set aside in the agreement and with the amount of money that's been given? Are you very happy? You think that it has been a success?
Yes, it's been a success. We are on the right track towards a decent salary for our members or for the working class in the mining sector, in particular platinum.
How did you keep motivating the workers to continue striking? Because when you're reading newspapers, when you're hearing their stories, it's been a tough time for them.
It's quite a tough time. I mean, you just stick to the truth. Tell the people the truth. That's a motivation. Don't lie to your members.
What is the truth?
The truth is that we are facing poverty and we have to move out from the poverty. It's a reality. It's not by choice. Our members hasn't embarked on this strike because of choice, but it's because of the daily experience that they face.
Yeah. These workers that we're seeing on screen here are not necessarily the ones that are going to benefit. And I think that's what everybody's talking about, because it's going to take them a very, very long time to make back that money that they have lost during the strike. But having said that, for what these men that we're looking at on the screen now have done, it's to benefit the future. Was that the whole idea behind this strike?
It's both. I mean, for now, there will be no worker in platinum mine as of the 1st of July who will earn less than 7,000 rand from 4,000 rand. That is immediate. And for future, there will be nobody that will going to be employed at this mine earning less than 8,000 after 3 years.
Let's still focus in on these particular miners now. In your agreement, you've stipulated that you don't want to see any retrenchments now. However, reality says something completely different. In reality, I'm talking about, let's just take Lonmin for an example. They weren't in a great condition when the actual strike started, and he is saying it's inevitable. Magara from Lonmin is saying it's inevitable. There will be retrenchments. What happens in a situation like this?
It's quite a challenge, because if you meet and talk to them, they don't say that there will be retrenchment. But however, if that happens, that there will be retrenchment, there are processes that are to be followed in terms of Labour Relations Act. Then we will deal with accordingly.
Were you never concerned at any time when you saw what was happening to the economy, when you saw that we were entering into negative growth periods, our currency was going very much so downhill, the platinum price was not going anywhere, that the world's production of platinum was coming down? Did this worry you at any point?
I mean, to be honest, I was not really worried, because who benefits from this economy? I mean, if we were benefiting from this economy, one would worry much. It was a concern, but not that will put me into ICU about this economy, because at the end of the day, the majority of the people of South Africa doesn't benefit for this. Even after this new dispensation, I mean, mine workers are still paid as they were paid before 1994. So the structural payment of black mine workers is still the same. It hasn't changed. And you remember from 1997, a white mine worker and an Indian mine worker was earning 4,500 as the lowest paid. And then the black mine worker was earning about 1,500. So it took a black mine worker almost 17 years to earn 4,500. So now, should we fold our hands and say, no, it's fine? We cannot do that, because that will be inherited to the next generation.
I mean, there's been much analysis and having a look at how the salaries are going to be structured. But one analyst this morning put it pretty much so in a nutshell, saying that the lowest workers, the A and B class of workers, are going to get an extra 1,000 Rand a month. Now that, in effect, is 20% above inflation, and it's one of the biggest victories ever.
It is. I mean, it is a victory, but also you'll remember that the cost of living is not stable. It's moving. It's a moving target. But it's a good start going forward, of which it's something that could have done 20 years ago, for that matter. But for the workers, it is. And not only for AMCO members, even NUM, who signed a 2-year agreement giving a lowest paid worker 400 Rand. I mean, their agreement will be nullified. This agreement will be extended to non-parties, of which they will benefit from it. Yeah.
This particular strike action can go in two directions, because we've said that this could be a massive, massive benefit for future workers. But at the same time, the mine workers want to make money. And if workers, the mine owners want to make money. And if workers become too expensive, they're going to find other directions. And we're talking about mechanization of mines. And I think that that's a big, big option going forward for the mine owners, who, at the end of the day, as I say, are capitalists. They want to make money. Why employ someone when it's going to cost you too much money? Does that ever worry you?
I think any new technology that is brought into the mining, it triggered the issue of skilling of the workers. I don't think that mechanization it will be just overnight. There are processes that has to be followed. So those workers has to be skilled. There are monies that have been set aside that haven't been utilized. So it will be a process. So therefore, we cannot say because there is mechanization coming, then we cannot fight for better living wage. So technology changes day by day. But at the end of the day, how do we counter? And the only way to counter it is to have a proper training, upskill, the workers, in order to be able to take over any challenges that are coming.
What about reaching a position where mine workers are actually shareholders in the mine?
I think that will be a better position, or a profit-sharing kind of, because currently the workers, they are just used as equipment and they don't benefit directly from these minerals. I think those will be part of the task team that will be established to look at those avenues, to see to it how the mine workers benefit direct from these mines.
Yeah. What about AMCU? Talk about AMCU moving into the gold sector as well?
We do have members in gold sector. Hence, you are aware that there was a dispute at Labour Court, of which the judgment was not in our favor. But we are working hard to get to gold sector as a majority union. But some of the mines in the gold sector, we are a majority.
Let's end off this interview by finding out what it's like to be Joseph Mathunjwa at this time. Many are calling you the man of the moment. You've got people who love you, but you've got people who don't like you very much as well. What's it like waking up in your shoes?
I think myself, I regard as a servant. I'm not different to any person. If it's a calling that I have, the work that I have to do it. I don't expect to be glorified or whatever. Anyone on this earth has got a purpose and he's got a task to accomplish. And once it's finished, I exit the planet Earth and go back to heaven. That's it.
All right. Joseph Mathunjwa, thank you very much for talking to us here on the program.
Thank you.
As you know, Joseph is the president of AMCU, and we now got miners going back to work this morning in the platinum sector. They have not worked since January this year.